Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's the end of week 43. I'll go straight into the summary first. So 19th of October to the 25th of October, sold $338.75. eBay fees $47.37, leaving $291.38 before I take out tax and postage. So that was 8 items sold to 7 buyers with an average sales price of $42.34. Okay, so let's get into what those items were. Okay, so on the 20th of October, I sold one of these little vintage swap card playing cards. Sold that for $3 plus $2 post. Then the next day, I also sold another one to the same buyer for $3 as well. I refunded the postage that she paid on that, so it was like a total of $6 plus the $2 post. Not a huge amount, but I don't want to throw them out and give them away because they're cute little cards. So, I've got a whole heap listed and, a couple are selling here and there. Another thing that sells here and there, and I've got them listed, I've had them listed for ages, is the Woolworths Fix'ems. So I did sell another one of those, and that was the Dory one, and it was $3 plus $1.70 post. Next item to sell on the 22nd of October was one of my vintage children's books. I think I paid $2. I forgot to make a note of what I've paid. This was a stuff up in terms of postage. I listed it as $10 plus $4 post. It actually weighed just over 250 grams. I think it was 270, which meant it put it up into the next large letter bracket, which cost $7.50, I think it was, or $7.70. I mean, almost the price of a bloomin' parcel. Just the cost of sending letters and that in Australia is just going through the roof now. I mean, it's my stuff up that I didn't weigh it properly, but I mean, just like, imagine sending a large letter, like, and paying $7.70 when, you can send a bloomin' parcel for $10 or whatever. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, next item to sell, 23rd of October, was a set of kids' books that I picked up for $3 at the Salvos. The Extreme Adventures, Justin Diath. Sold them for $39.95, including post. The next item to sell is my big sale of the week, which is what brought my figures up, and it is the Adventure Time Enchiridion and Marcy's Super Secret Scrapbook hardcover 2016. I've had this listed for quite a while. Now, I bought it for $2 at an op shop for my husband kids because they did watch Adventure Time at one point. But yeah, $2 pickup. Had it sitting on the shelves for so long and they never looked at it. And during one of my culls, I thought, right, that's it, it's going. I was almost going to put it in a giveaway pile or, like a donation pile. And then for some reason I searched it up and I couldn't believe the prices of the listings and then the solds. And so there were some, I think, that were slightly higher price, but I just did mine at $1.99. I think there's an older one that's 2015 that goes for a bit higher. But I listed this at $1.99 plus $16 postage. I've had people watch it, and every time I've had it watched, I've sent out a 10% offer, but had no takers. And then on the 23rd of October, someone has just bought it at $199 plus the 16 post. Now, I did spend more on the post. It would have fit in a medium satchel with, some bubble wrap around it, but I just thought someone's paying $199. I don't want to risk this book, the corners getting bashed in a padded satchel. It's still padded, but so I did actually buy one of the large flat rate postage boxes through Australia Post, a smaller one, and I did bubble wrap it and then box it up. So, and also did pay signature on delivery, an extra $2 something, because I thought, yeah, for the value of the book and, someone paying that much, I wanted to make sure it got there. Schmick. So it cost me $22 something, $22.35 I think it was for the postage. But yeah, how's that? $2 into $199, like, whoa. I mean, I don't think I'll ever find that book again, but when I go through the kids' book sections, I'll be scanning for that. Okay, next item to sell was a Fisher Technic vintage set 50S, I listed it as incomplete parts only. I did a quick kind of scan of some things and I could see that some bits weren't fully there. So I was not going to count out every bit and say how many bits were missing. What I did was just made sure all the like pieces were in each photograph had the same items photographed, so the person, you know, looking at it can do the count of, you know, whether something's missing or, you know, how many they're going to get, and just listed it as incomplete. Listed it at 35 plus 12, took an offer of 25 and paid $5. Final item to sell was a vintage Alice in Wonderland book. Listed it for $9 plus $9.70 post, and yeah, sent it in an extra small satchel and paid the eBay promotional extra small satchel price of $8.73 to post it. So that's it. That's my sales for the week. I've already had a really good sale heading into this week. I did ask a wig. I don't want to give it away, but it's a Swarovski snowflake ornament, and you know the bit at the top that attaches the ribbon, that attaches to the ornament and the ribbon and hangs on the tree. They asked a question about whether, you know, how tight they were, and then are there any cracks, chips or nibbles. I have no idea what a nibble is in terms of crystal, but anyway. And then I hadn't got round to answering her, and then I saw that I had another watcher, and she sent an offer of, I think, slightly more than 10%, I can't remember. But I was really busy on Saturday getting other stuff sorted, and so I hadn't got around to replying Saturday night. I was knackered. So Sunday I sent out an offer at 10%, thinking it was someone else watching, and it turns out it was that person, and she'd bought it even though I hadn't replied to all those questions. So I was a bit concerned, like, oh, is she going to buy it? And then, you know, is something not going to be happy? So what I did was say, look, just saw your message after I sent the offer and you accepted. Can't see any cracks or scratches. I've tugged on the, you know, ornament thing, and it's not, you know, pulling off. If you're not happy with it, you can, you know, I can give you a refund if it's not suitable. So anyway, so that's my first sale heading into this week. So but yeah, Saturday we ended up, and in my videos I've been saying, oh, when I have a garage sale, and then, you know, when I have a garage sale, I'm going to pull all the stuff off the shelf that I want to get rid of, and that's going to go into it. Well, the other day I was looking for something because I packed up a book that my son had borrowed from a library, which I thought was one of our books that he'd, you know, found in his room. So then I had to go through all my boxes and try to find this book that I'd packed up. Otherwise I'm going to get charged $15. And then it became such a mess and everything. I just looked at everything. I thought, I'm so sick of having all these boxes. We have to either donate it or have a garage sale. So we've decided to just do the garage sale without going through everything. We'll just do with what we've got boxed up and can see. And so Saturday we cleaned out our shed, sorted out our boxes into, you know, what's ours to keep and go through later. You know, some of that stuff may get cold later. And then there was the definite, you know, boxes that had been labelled as garage sale. I've got so many books from when I was doing the handmade notebooks, so many Golden Books and Disney World of Reading books. I mean, I've probably got over 100 Disney World of Reading books. Who knows if they'll sell, but I'm putting 50 cents on all the books. But yeah, so I'm not going to cull any of my eBay stuff this round. I will just try to cull what I've had boxed up, and then that'll clear out stuff in the shed to then maybe cull more in here and clean up this space more and just get rid of stuff that has been listed and not selling for ages. So that's the plan. Went today to a local supermarket and got some of those fruit boxes again so that I can stack the books up. And then the next couple of weeks, that's what I'll be doing, you know, at night time, probably unboxing those boxes now and setting them out and putting them in some kind of order. Yeah, so I feel good that we might be able to, you know, do a clean out and get stuff sorted. The other thing, I've got my little Susie Sad Eyes, and I do have I've got two of these Soul Sister Susies, so I've got to do some research and see how much they sell for, because I might list this one up. I've also had a think about potentially culling my Silkstone Barbies and yeah, trying to sell some of those because money is tight. I know I said I might put in the extra tax I paid last financial year that I don't need to pay, you know, that I was going to put this into the challenge. It won't, because I've had to buy my son a mobile phone because I forgot that you know, we've to give him a mobile phone. And my tax refund's not going to cover his computer and a mobile phone, so I've had to pull some money from there. Also, he hasn't had a birthday party for a few years, so he'll have an end of year 6, you know, birthday party. My son did the same, my older son, and his cost $500, so that's another. So I've already got about $800 out of that $1,400. That's, you know, going to pay for stuff. Plus, I'm still out of work. I have secured a contract for 12 months, which I'm not too keen on. Hopefully no one in the future where I work watches this. I've taken it for the sake of taking a job. It's a lot less pay than I want. And the location, public transport wise, is shite. So I'm not enthused about it at all. But it means I'll be getting, you know, holiday pay in that, and especially coming into Christmas, that's a good thing. But I don't start that for another couple of weeks, so it means another 2 weeks without pay. So yeah, money's really tight, so I may have to just break into that tax stuff a little bit as well, just to, as a, you know, to cover some bills for the week or two. Yeah, so that's it. That's my week. Did I say week 43? I think it's week 43. Yeah, so another good week, and this week already looking like a good week, so happy days. I won't give you what my challenge budget is sitting at, because some of the money from those big sales hasn't come through yet, so I don't think I've transferred much over, so I'll do that in the next week's video, and that should look a bit better then. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.